Can you hear me? All right, that's so weird. Wow. I was talking for 15 minutes. Sorry about that, y'all. So weird. That is so weird. I've never had that happen before. Everything was live on my end. The ticker was counting down, adding to the clock, and everything was normal on my end. So sorry about if I wasted anybody's time. Wasn't intentional. So weird. So it looks like we got Lisa, TH2, Misfit, Little Boots, Bonnie's, Cold War. So thanks for coming back in, y'all. Hey, Danielle. Hey, B, TJ. Yeah, that's so weird. That's so weird. I don't get it. But anyway, what I was started talking about earlier was the fact that one of my Wally worlds around here is going through a remodel, and they have a lot of clearance items that aren't normally there, like everything from tents to propane items to tools, like I said, camping stuff, home improvement stuff. They had like vinyl flooring in there that was, ceiling fans, you name it. They had a ton of stuff on clearance. So I would suggest if you ever, if you hear anybody, um, any Walmarts in your area going through a remodel, pop over there and look at their clearance section because man, that was a crazy amount of stuff on the clearance section. I got a couple of the propane tank adapters from a grill size tank to the small little stove coupling, and I got some various. I got a couple of those emergency blankets and all that stuff. Anyway, I would suggest if you hear of a Walmart going through a remodel, pop in there and see what's up. Hey, Libertas, good to see you. Rise and shine. Thanks for showing back up, y'all. But anyway, the point of, hey, Glenn, I don't know why I wasn't working earlier, y'all. That's so weird. I don't get it. I'm not an expert at this stuff, but I was just following my normal protocol and nothing worked. So here we are now. So, but what I wanted to talk about was the fact that it's time for us as Americans to get tough, and I'm talking about everything from your mindset to the way you carry yourself to the way that you deal with situations. It's time to, if you're not already, change the way that you present yourself, project yourself. I'm not talking about trying to be overzealous or intimidating, but what I'm saying is you need to be on your toes and on your game from every point of the day and night. Listen for things that don't sound right, keep your eyes open for things that don't look right, and act accordingly. The fact is that we've got people that on the other side, if you will, I'm just going to call it the anti-constitutionalists out there, that they just literally hate everything that we're about. Okay. And it doesn't matter if it's something that you're discussing or trying to do or prepping or trying to get your kids educated, whatever. They hate everything about you and everything that you stand for, and they don't care what it takes to gain control or get on top of things or subjugate or people in their place where they're uncomfortable and they know that they either bend the knee or they don't get what's theirs. So that's their MO. And so people need to get tough and realize that. I know a lot of us already are tough, but this is for people that maybe, and again, I don't want to say, don't hold out hope, but the writing's on the wall, people. I mean, it's the way it is now. This is not the same America that we were even 5 years ago, 6 years ago. It's completely changed. And, I don't know if we got enough people to resurrect it, but um, I think you need to prepare yourself for a really, really tough ride going down. So, with that, knowing that you've got an enemy out there domestically that hates you, okay, hate everything, they hate everything about you. When I say you, I'm talking about us collectively. So that means you have to up your game, right? You need to up your game. You need to be alert. You need to be proactive in everything that you do. Everything from discussing, you know, your plans as a family or going on a trip or whatever, always have somebody paying attention. It's hard to stay locked in all the time, but if you and your group, your family, if you will, or your little group of friends or whatever, are absolutely on the same, playing field, same level, you all ought to be paying attention each direction all the time, right? Like I said, I used to work a little bit of private security on the religious side, some plainclothes work. And, we would often be talking, a couple of different agents would be talking, and we would always, face each other where I could watch his back and he could watch my back. And then we had a complete 360 view of what was going on around us all the time, and that was a deliberate approach based on perceived threats and just being proactive and keeping our perimeter safe, right? So, hey, farmer son, good to see you. So, with that approach, being alert, being proactive, we got to expect problems. Okay, we got to expect problems. I'm talking about crime, robberies, burglaries, assaults, uh, road rage, home invasions, etc. Okay, it all goes hand in hand, right? So you got to expect problems, right? Once you are under you've come to the realization that okay, I'm going to go out today or I'm going to go here, and there's the possibility of a problem taking place. You've already got that in your mind. Okay, you're not in such a a rush or a tizzy that you're not expecting trouble. Always expect trouble at some point in some level, and then have the thought and the processes in your mind to deal with those situations. You can't sit here and go through every scenario in your head, but you should know, and I do it when I'm driving. I'm doing long road trips sometimes on the highway. I'll often just think and go through my head, if this happens, I'm going to do this. If this were to happen right now, I'm going to go do this, etc. So you got that right, Lee. That's a fact, Jack. So yeah, we're already in a SHTF, and we're already actually in World War III, to be honest with you. And I would, seriously just expect and prep for really tough times ahead. And I know that most of you are, but have plans and be ready to execute those plans, right? If you have to write them down, write them down. If you have to share them with family on paper, write them down. That's right, Glenn. Me too, bud. I never go anywhere unarmed, period. It's too bad if somebody doesn't like it. And I'll tell you what else, I don't give a damn what kind of sign they have up in their window, too, because I'm good at concealing it and nobody's going to know except me unless something happens. And I'm not going to get killed because some asshole had a sign in his door or his window. It's not going to happen. And, when I'm talking about get tough, that's the kind of mindset you got to have, people. There is no rules in SHTF. The only rule in SHTF is you make it home safe or wherever you're going safe. I like it, Jerry. You're going to be rich when the balloon goes up, probably. But you know, people get your ducks in a row. Um, we have enough poor and desolate people in the United States already, and now we're getting ready to add about a 500,000 in the next few months to our population. Unfortunately. Hey, Christina, good to see you. Hey, Jerry. Hey, Grace. Glad y'all could join. And so, again, the whole purpose for this live, and I think, like Glenn said, he's been tough a long time. A lot of us have been as well, and some of us had different life experiences where we just understand the population and how evil and bad they are. Personally, we've experienced it, and a lot of us have, and some have not. But I'm telling you, there's a ton of evil out there, and this other side that likes to demonize any type of opposition thought or voice or action. They're evil. I'm telling you, they don't care who it hurts. They don't care what it takes. They're going to do what they need to do. And if you get in the way, you're just damaged goods. That's how it works. And you know what? People, you got to get tough and you got to stand up and you got to be proactive and have your posture and place to where you're not going to take any crap from anybody. And you've just got to change. If you're, again, I don't go looking for a fight. I'm not looking for trouble, but if somebody wants some trouble, I'll give them some trouble. That's the way I approach it. Oh God, that sucks, Bonnie's. But you know what though? Just take a deep breath and do it bit by bit. And so, be ready to execute your plans. If you're a bug in type at all costs like me, I'm bugging in, and the only time I'm going to bug out if it's absolutely necessary. Hey, Michael, good to see you. Southern Prepper 3, good to see you. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it, Southern Prepper 3. Um, have those plans ready and be able to execute your plans. My personal experience at my local you know stores and such has been pretty good recently. There's pretty much everything available, um, but I'm sure that it's coming. There's a lot of videos out there that is saying that we got really tough times ahead, and some of us going through them worse than others. But keep your heads up and keep planning and keep posturing yourself to uh, understand that this enemy that we got, and that's a constitutional enemy. Uh, they don't care about what we value. They don't care about life the way we care about life. You know, they're in a they're in a frenzy to kill babies as soon as possible over there. I don't understand it, but that's what they do. They enjoy it, I guess. I guess they get something out of that. But again, it's just pure evil, in my opinion. And there should be very, very limited use of abortion. Period, in my opinion. So we talk about prepping all the time. I'm pretty much a prepping channel. I talk about security a lot and firearms and such, but it's mainly just to wake people up. But the main reason I prep is to reduce the pain that's coming. And I know a lot of you feel the same way. And it's impossible to completely prep yourself through every scenario that could come, right? But I think if you just get to the point where you're going to prep so you can lessen the or reduce the pain that's coming, make life a little bit easier than the other guy, I think that that's probably the right approach to this whole prepping thing. A lot of people are talking about it now. Um, a lot of people are, a lot of people are, coming around to just buying a little extra. It's funny when you hear people, I bought 3 extra cans of beans today. I'm like, 3 extra cans. I mean, that's maybe a day of food. So, I mean, I guess you got to start somewhere. And, everybody's going to have to go on a diet. That's for sure. It's a good time to lose weight and eat better because, um, you're not going to be able to overeat like you used to. Hey, Cashew, good to see you. That's true, Libertas. And the things that I'm seeing low on in my area is like the flour and the grain stuff. I personally have been buying a lot of those little Jiffy boxes of cornbread mix and biscuit mix. Those are pretty small to store and a pretty good shelf life. And I'm not a bread maker, so I've got a bunch of that cornbread and a bunch of those biscuit mixes on hand. That's one thing that I have stocked pretty heavy on. Well, Barb, my idea on that is, if you can get out safely and quickly, immediately, then I would probably choose to flee if I were you. The whole fight or flight, thing is in full effect there. Um, so again, when I go to a restaurant or if I go to a theater or whatever, I always position myself in a way where I can exit quickly if something were to go down. Again, I'm not looking for a fight. If I got no other choice, and I have to defend myself, then I will. But I certainly don't look forward to having to do that. But if it comes, it comes. Hey Terry, good to see you. And so, in prepping to reduce the pain, we all know that there's a bunch of financial calamity on the way. It's already actually happening. Banks are reducing hours or closing. The digital dollar is soon to be upon us, and they are going to want to track every transaction that you make. So that brings me to my next point, and that's hard assets. Hard assets mean uh, precious metals and even cash, right? I would um, I would definitely keep some cash on hand. I would keep as much as you can on hand and still pay your bills. I would also invest in some precious metals. And there's a lot of you on here that probably know a lot more about that than me. I know a little bit about it, just as I've learned along the way here. But I have got a little bit, and I may get some more if the price stays right. But I would just be aware that they're coming after the dollar, and our own government wants rid of cash. So keep that in mind, and think about it going forward. And maybe you can grab yourself some if you don't have any. Even if you can just get the little silver dollars, those are good too. Just be smart and do your research. I'm not certainly not a financial advisor, but they're tracking everything. Okay, there's not going to be any way out of the system, the electronic system. Once you're in, you're in. I think, And you know, people need to be prepared to. You know, we talk about going gray. You know, I think there needs to be a somewhat of a reawakening to that um, thought of going gray in things that you do, and things that you say, and the way you communicate, and what you display, etc. Oh, nice, nice little boots, nice. Hey, crazy horse. Good job, Terry. Yeah, I've got some. I planted uh, tomatoes, zucchini, onions, bell peppers, jalapenos, and spinach. I've got those from seeds right now. Got a pretty good little blossom on them, and probably around Easter I'll put those out. I like to wait till after Easter to put them in the big actual growing pots or bins. Um, but yeah, people, we got to get tough. You know, stop. You know, I'm not telling you to don't be faithful and have mercy on your fellow man and all that, but you've got to change your posture if you're not in a position where you can defend yourself and defend your property and defend your um, your vehicle, etc. You need to get that way, and they're not going to care. Okay, they don't care who they hurt. They don't care if they hurt your feelings. They're not on the same playing field as us at all. They want to be able to be your provider. They want you to bend the knee. So what I am saying is I'm prepping. Yeah, I'm prepping to lessen and reduce the pain. That's right. But I'm also prepping, excuse me, to insulate myself from the United States government because I don't need them in my life. Get ready for more stimulus coming too. No, believe me, if they don't care about killing babies, they damn sure don't care about killing you. Think about it that way. If they're willing to kill babies, what are they willing to do to you? And they want to act all shocked about what Vlad's doing in Ukraine. But you know what? They're just as guilty as the shit he's doing. Uh, Possibly, Barb, but it's definitely going to be easier for them to track your money and then tax you accordingly. So, yes. Again, a lot of this depends on where you live, right? For example, if I lived in Austin, I would feel a lot different about my uh, abilities than I do where I'm at currently. Where you where you live, where you defend yourself, what you do matters depending on your jurisdiction. If I had to defend myself with deadly force in Dallas County, I would feel a lot different about it than where I live currently because the politics is way different. And that's just, 30 miles away. It's absolutely right, Bonnie's. That's why I say to get cash now. Have cash on hand so you can still make purchases, privately. Because after the digital dollar pops in, there's not going to be any, you know, You're not going to be able to just keep under a certain amount. They're going to track every purchase you make, footprint, if you will, trail of breadcrumbs. Yeah, thanks for all the thumbs up, y'all. Absolutely. And people, I know that a lot of people have been prepping for a long time and they're out of room. They're out of room. They don't have any place to put anything. But you know what? You can find room and you need to think about it. And if you need to go up vertically to store stuff, that's what you do. Get yourself some shelving, make sure it's sturdy, and do what you got to do. I think that silver and gold and other items are going to be huge. I think that uh, it's going to be a pretty rough ride financially for probably the next 5 to 6 years if we get through this thing. All right, with the World War III. Um, Fuel, major concern. This release of the strategic oil reserve is going to do nothing except get us less oil in our country. And again, short-lived relief, but gas is still too high, in my opinion. Oh, there you go. Hey, TJ, good to see you. Wow, that's serious prepping right there. I like that idea. Yep, everything's too high. Yep, that's right. It's going to keep going up too. You guys got to check those clearance aisles at Wally World. I'm telling you, you can make some damn good purchases. I like going. If I go to Wally World, it's usually before 10 a.m. and it's before everybody wakes up. It's not like Crash Up Derby in there yet. um, Protein powders. You know, if you can't get meat, if you can't afford meat, get some protein powder in the canisters, or I don't know, hell, food saver it. I don't know, seal it up. But that's a good way to keep protein in your system, and long shelf life. They had a bunch of those shelves at Wally World too, those metal shelves that you just snap together. They were on sale for half price, but I got so many I don't have any space for anymore. Get bins if you have to, put them under the beds. But again, everybody's going to have some kind of a diet plan, not a diet plan, but a food preparation plan. I know the idea is to stay alive, right? Good for you, Tim. Good for you. And let's see, where was I? Oh, geez, yeah, Glenn, you're in a tough spot there. You need to have airdrops, man. You got to make your trips count. Yep, that's true, Crazy Horse. Yep, we're talking about all the food groups here, up in your game, being tough about hardening your home, hardening yourself, and being prepared when you're out and about, and having a deliberate posture when it comes to protecting yourself and your property. Hey, Hillbilly, good to see you. They had distilled water gallon jugs for $1 at Wally World today. Gallon jugs for $1. I guess that's good. But yeah, get some cash and get some precious metals, people. I'm not telling you to go dump all your money into silver and gold, but I think it's good to be diverse and have some different opportunities for the future. Cash money, at least you'll be able to make some purchases on the down low if you need to for whatever, whatever you might need to buy. Hey, Pinball did a video on, the the AI and all the surveillance going on, and it's true. Look at London. Look at what they've had to go through. Rise and Shine can attest to this. They've been surveilling everybody over there 24/7 for probably over a decade now. All right, Libertas, good to see you. Thanks for showing up. They are so confident. Think about this, people. This current government is so confident in their abilities to hold on to power. They don't even try to hide anything anymore. I mean, who in their right mind would think that an open border is safe for America? They don't care. Okay. They have their reasons. And I think they've got something planned, and probably in the form of mail in voting, to keep control of who counts the votes in this country. And I've been saying that since they did it the first time. Mail in voting, absentee voting has always been a thing here, right? For the crippled and other specialty people and military personnel overseas. That's always been a thing. It's always been available to certain segments of the population, depending on the circumstances, right? But people, they got to have mail-in voting. Think about it. Think about it. They've got to have mail-in voting. If they have mail-in voting, they can control who counts the votes, and they can control how many votes they need. Okay? Don't be fooled. Mail-in voting is the key. If they need whatever they need, or they can get whatever they need to keep control, keep power. As soon as just take that Georgia Senate runoff election into account. As soon as that thing went to a runoff, I told everybody there's no way the right is going to win those 2 seats. They're not going to let it happen. Hey, RP, good to see you, man. Doing good. Y'all check out Roaming Prepper if you haven't, and Cold War Prepper. Those are both good channels. See you, Copycat. Yeah, mail-in voting is the key, people. Think about it. Why would they be so brazen about what they're doing and what they're not doing? They just don't care. Oh. So the thing is, people, is, I know a lot of you are already there, but some of you probably aren't there yet, but you better get tough. You better get your family tough. You better get your kids tough. Better get your grandkids tough, because it's coming. All right, cool, Lee. Be good, man. Be safe. Hey, Annie, good to see you. That's all good, Annie. I had some problems on the first attempt. I wasn't showing up live for whatever reason, but Doesn't matter. It's all good. Appreciate you showing up. Yeah, it's 3:59 here in North Texas, where I'm at. But uh, it's even for the cheap protein shakes, the ready to go shakes, the 4 packs. It was 7.47 for 4 of those things. It's crazy, crazy. Yeah, it's the real deal, people. If you don't have I'm all about having charcoal or gas grills and gas cookers and all that. But people, you got to have a way to cook on wood. If you have to do that, get yourself a little charcoal grill or something that you can cook. Grill with actual wood on if you have a problem. Get yourself some type of solar power generator of some kind if you can afford it. One of the things I was talking about when y'all weren't able to hear me the first time was I've sort of gravitated away from battery operated stuff and uh, batteries in general because I just don't want to lug them around. I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to have to buy them. And so I've gone to more of a USB rechargeable type stuff, flashlights, etc. And I love watches. And one of my things is that I love the bigger, thicker type watches like this, right? Pretty nice little Citizens watch here. But this is a solar powered watch, okay? And it charges by sun or lights in the room above you. And this is a Citizens watch. It's very good brand, of course. A lot of you know that, but I was at a jewelry store, and I wasn't really intending to buy a watch that day, but I started inquiring about the fact that I wanted something that was solar or rechargeable, without batteries. And they happen to have this one on, basically on clearance. And this is about a $400 watch, and I got it for half price. I just kept, you know, getting them down as much as I could. And I figured, it was probably worth it to try it out for $200. And I've had no problems with this thing, and it works great. Like I said, it's solar. I don't have to worry about batteries or anything. It's been really reliable so far. I've had it a little over a year. But I would definitely, encourage people to look into something like that. Hmm. I'm kind of with you on that, hillbilly. I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I mean, they are so brazen that with what they're doing, it's like they know there's not going to be any more elections. Again, they'll use the Constitution when it benefits them, right? If it benefits them holding on to power, they'll invoke the Constitution. Hey, Frank, good to see you. Hey, Team D. Nice, nice. That's right. Those are cool too. Those are cool too. Yep. They even have some that charge as you walk or wind as you walk with them. Just movement. I think. Anyway, anyway, um, sorry, had a message there. It's a corrupt thing, people. We all know that, but again, the only reason I wanted to have this live today was just to encourage people, to stay tough, remain tough. If you're not already, find a way to get tough, because what you have now, you're going to have to try to hold on to. You're going to have to try to hold on to it, and you need to teach your kids, how to stand their ground. Because this age of Karens and Carls out there, trying to ambush people and intimidate people and shut them down and this and that. That's the new way of doing stuff. So we got to stand our ground, people. Believe me, it's going to come a time where that's all we're going to have left. Anyway, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, look, people, there's just so much going on, right? There's so much, you know, death, destruction, evil, uh, you know, domestic, nefarious actors, um, enemies of the Constitution. There's just so much going on that it is easy to get depressed. Believe me, it's easy to, um, think that there's no hope, but we got to keep praying and we got to get tough and protect what's ours. Wow, that's a good deal there, Terry. Yeah, nice. But yeah, prep to reduce the pain and prep to reduce your reliance on the United States government or whatever government you have in your life. We all can't move to more friendly places to where our lifestyles are more conducive to what we like and want for our kids, but we do the best we can, right? Well, I don't want anybody to be afraid. I want people to be empowered. Be empowered. I mean, the reason why I do a lot of my videos is to try to empower other people to that aren't, in the same mindset, to take advantage of the time they have and, get the things they need to get and learn the skills they need to learn to be better enabled and to empower themselves to deal with situations proactively. You know, um, bullies like people that lay down for them. Bullies like to run over people that are easy targets. Normally, you stand up and punch a bully in the mouth, he doesn't want any more of it. Hmm. But, a lot of us are going through hard times already, and it's just getting started. So if you don't have anything prepped, man, get started today. I'm sorry I had a little mix up on the live, or I don't know what that was about. I don't know if I clicked something wrong. If I did, I don't know what it was that I clicked wrong, but it is what it is. And, I talked about it before, but people, when you're out and about, just observe, observe what's going on around you. When you go to the store, just sit out in the parking lot for a minute, see what's going on. Keep your eyes on people. You'll be surprised what you can see just people watching the parking lot. And, the last thing I want people to be is afraid. I want people to be empowered and educated and, proactive, if you will. Got you, Bonnie's. Yeah, I'm fixing to cut it off anyway. I've got I've got the stuff to do as well. Yeah, I mean, just because people can afford to pay extra doesn't mean it's a good decision, hopefully people have listened and prepped and gone along here all this time and stocked up, but I guess better late than never if you can only do what you can do. But people are all going to have to change their dining habits when it comes to SHTF. All right. We're all going to be on a diet plan, if you will. Thanks, Tim. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate everybody showing up. It's been great. I'm sorry again we had issues earlier, but I don't want to miss any times that we can communicate and try to help each other out. I learned just as much from y'all, I hope, as y'all do from me, and then other folks as well. So learn a skill, learn how to hunt, learn how to fish, learn how to sew, learn how to garden something. And again, if you can't get anything for the next 6 months to a year, or it's going to be unaffordable 6 months to a year, what are you going to do? Think of it like that. Okay. You did, Grace? Huh. That's weird. That's so weird. Well, I'll fix that. Don't worry. I'll fix that. I think YouTube's playing games on me. I think that's what's going on. But anyway, I'll fix it for you, Grace. Anyway, hey, y'all have a great weekend. Stay positive. Again, get tough. Get tough. Everything you do, get tough. All right. And empower yourself to be better and more proactive with what's coming. So anyway, everybody, God bless y'all. Keep prepping, stack it deep, and always remember, long live the Republic. Y'all take care.